gonna do this interview, and
Now it's gonna work. Now it's working.
bam, there, my boy. What up,
Boom.
bro? Robo.
Hey, how you doing, man? It's so long ago. It's super
Man,
long ago.
it's been a long time, dude.
Hey, thank you so much for doing this thing right here
Man,
and doing it on your page right now. I'm so
oh man,
thankful.
it is my pleasure, man. You know, I haven't been on live. I mean, I've been on live, but not in this
Yeah,
capacity. But it's been cool.
yeah, super dope. So, I think we start right away, right?
Yeah. I just want to tell everybody, yeah,
Yeah,
Robozee is gonna interview me, so he's gonna fire off some, some questions, and I'm gonna answer them as they come. You know, we're gonna discuss. So
yeah, yeah. Exactly,
yeah,
exactly. So, actually, my first question, the first question is, you're so long time right now in this dancing
right,
thing with
mm,
in show business, in the
right,
competition business, in battling cipher battles and
right,
competition battles. So
right,
so how is it for you? Because now I'm 22 years inside this game, and
right,
sometimes I see it. How you say? I see it. It repeats when I see new people
right,
asking the same question. So how is
right,
it for
right.
you?
I mean, again, I started in 1978, and then this is like my 42nd year of doing, learning and doing this style that Sam taught me. For me, I mean, really going back, I didn't think this dance was gonna last this long, because
Wow.
you got to remember we were children, we was kids, we I was 16, Sam was 19, my little brother was 13, other people around that was learning was, we all were under 20, and but not not foreseeing the future. You just going on what you're doing in the moment. So
Yeah.
at that
Yeah.
momentarily dance, just like any other dance that come out, we were like, okay, we just doing something that is popular, that's trendy. Um, but we never seen a future like, oh man, this is gonna last this long. We was more
Yeah.
like just doing it. So for me, the surprise is that it's last this long, and to see, you know, the of how many people are trying to do, not only popping,
Yeah.
boogaloo, or strutting,
Yeah.
animation,
Yeah.
waving, cutting, everything. So
Yeah.
it's a trip for me to see this and to have witnessed this whole thing for 4 decades. So
Wow.
like, I mean,
Yeah.
almost 4 decades now.
Yeah.
So it's
Do
cool.
you have a decade that you like personally a lot? You like
Um,
because in hip hop and rap they say the golden era of the 90s, right? Do you
well,
have your personal golden era?
see, because I came in on the end of 1978. I mean, of the 70s.
Yeah.
For me, that couple years before the 80s came in, I say I'll even give the 80s. I say for me from 78 to 83 was
Wow.
for me was like that was the learning, pretty much the blueprint of what I was trying to learn. And from those years is me trying to captivate or to understand the foundation, the basics and techniques and the feel of what Sam
Yeah.
was teaching us. So, those were the discovery
Yeah.
years for me, like discovering, Crazy Leg, discovering many other things that I innovated. I didn't
Yeah.
create a style. I just innovated some stuff. So for me, those was the golden years from the coming into like the almost the mid '80s, and then it kind of for me tapered off from there.
Yeah. Okay. So, and because when I start in
Mm,
98, it
mm,
was Electric Boogie.
mm,
So
mm.
we used to do hip hop,
Right,
break dance, and
right, right,
electric boogie,
right,
right?
right. Mm,
So and then I start to order tapes from the States, Wiggles tape, and in this Wiggles tape, he said that he learned basics from the Electric Boogaloos,
right, right.
and then I was like, okay, who are they? And
Mm,
so on. I make a lot of research, And I tell you, from like 2000 till 2008, I was following you guys so much, like all the basics, the sub styles that you do, and all the
Yeah.
structure that you have. It's
Mm.
so amazing. So, but comparison to today, I don't see so many that do Spider-Man or the Matrix style or the Centipede or the, you know.
Yeah.
So, so is this also a part of Boogaloo, or is it a part of popping? Because for me also, the term popping for me is not an umbrella term. It's more a style term,
Right.
right?
And that's what it was
I
in the beginning. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Um, because the I mean, just take it back because the
Yes,
viewers
it's
and
two questions
everybody can.
actually. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So when I first when Sam first started, I mean, came to me, or when I saw him doing these two particular styles, boogaloo and popping, which is two separate styles, separate
Mm,
fields, two separate techniques for me. When I saw what he was doing with the boogaloo and all the the isolation and the rolls and all this, I didn't gravitate towards that. I liked it was amazing what he was doing. When I saw him start popping with the contraction of the muscles and all the hard pops, that's when I was like, that's what I want to do.
yeah,
So
okay.
this is so individually I had to I'm learning this particular style. And yes, there was my the original guys from the Electronic Boogaloo Lockers from Fresno, the
Uh-huh.
original guys. There was Chicken Wheel, Twister Fleck Don, Toy Mansky, all these people that had other subs or styles that they also was creating. So I seen all these different things, but I said popping is what just gave me. Oh my God! I was like,
Yeah,
that's the dance I had to learn.
yeah, yeah.
So and when learning all these styles, and then once you got down whatever particular style, you carried that like it was your superhero power.
Yeah,
So when I saw, I mean, that's why for me, like you said, the popping, it's not the umbrella term. It is a specific style, one style with technique, feel,
yeah,
groove that I started doing. So
yeah,
um, so when and just going up once I started learning, and then other people started learning different styles, whether it be waving, tutting, strutting,
yeah.
uh, animation. In those days, because it wasn't no social media.
Yes,
When you going out to a jam or whatever, even to a park, even a mall, and you see somebody and you say they dance, or you just look at them and go, oh, and you may
yeah,
walk up to them and say, hey, you dance? They say, yeah. Then you say, what style do you do? And they say,
yeah.
man, I wave. And then he said, or that person may say, what style you do? I say, I pop. Oh,
Okay.
okay. Then the person may say, I can pop a little, or I may say, I can wave a little. But these are how the exchanges and the
Yeah,
conversations went. You
yeah.
didn't just say, hey, man, what style you do? I pop. And then, you kind of like, oh, so you do everything under this umbrella. No,
Exactly. Yes,
it
yes,
was,
yes.
it was because everybody had that name back there. You had waving somebody, you had boogaloo somebody, you had puppet someone. So how can if you're using specific dance names as a part of your dance name for style wise, I mean a
Yeah,
style part of your
makes
dance name,
sense.
then
Makes so
that's
sense.
what you do. You can't
Yeah,
say now. Not saying that just because my name is Popin Pete, I can't wave. Just because my name is Tick and Deck, I can't boogaloo.
yeah,
It is
of
the
course.
fact that these are my the powers you see. So when
The
you accept
special. Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
specialty, so so that's for me. That's why it was plain and clear to me in those times. It was a
Mm,
distinctive separation of what you did because you again no social media. Then thus even people didn't even know your name or didn't know how you looked. You even had to ask, right? Well, who are you now?
yeah,
You could be many popular people, but if they don't see you, the name preceded the style. I mean, you had to have a
yeah,
style when your
yeah.
name went out. So when someone asks you, say, what's your name? Papa P. Oh man, I heard of you. Da 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 da. Or
Yes,
I want to
yes,
battle you. Or I want to go against you. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I've been looking for you. This is how
yes.
it was. It was like Showdown at the OK Corral. It was like back in the Western days. You heard about Billy the Kid and all these stuff. But
Yeah,
at times before they start making the posters, you just the name preceded the legend or the rep. So when they
Yes.
come into town, you know, and now it's like, of course, it's different.
It's
So
super different.
yeah,
Because end of the 90s, I had the time too. There was no social media, no, just
Mm.
the telephone. So
No, no.
we had the
Mm-mm.
same. So we heard about the crew, and
Right.
then yeah, it was the same. So I'm very happy to felt this. Um,
Definitely.
yeah, and so you have the popping style. You have now also popping, the umbrella term that is used a lot.
Mm.
And I remember you used also a term like funk styles
Mm.
because it makes sense, right?
Mm.
So
Yeah,
why do you think it's not possible, or why they didn't took the term funk styles
because it came from
before?
electric. Because it came from us. It came from, and I mean, I'm the one who coined the name because I
Mhm.
was in France and I was doing an interview and for a magazine, and the girl asked me, "So how does it feel to be a hip hop dancer?" I said, I'm
Okay.
not a hip hop dancer. I said, I'm not from the East Coast. I said, I respect hip hop, but I'm from the West, and you know, we wasn't calling it hip hop
Yeah.
when I was coming up. We didn't know anything about hip hop. So then she said, "Well, what do you guys call it?" And I would just sit there and was thinking like, "Oh, well, since the dance is funky, then we dance to funky music." I said, "Funk styles," and then she wrote it down, and she's like, "So this is," I said, "Funk style is a dance. It's a not dance. Sorry, funk style is a title that
Yeah.
is under the Electric Boogaloo. It's not. It was when I made it
Wow.
up.
Okay.
It wasn't. It was never a thing where it was supposed to be what all of West Coast do. It is
Okay.
specifically
Okay.
was for what Electric Boogaloos do under our
Okay.
umbrella, under our banner. So,
Okay.
so that's why when you know when I put up, you know, many times I have written what funk style is. Funk style is only what we do. So that's why waving,
Ah.
tutting,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
strutting,
Yeah.
animation. It's not a funk style. It's not part of funk style. It's not.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So and locking got in. At locking was once in. Now it's not a part of it because when I was talking to Don Campbell, God rest his soul,
Yeah.
years ago, and I was telling him about funk style, and he said, "Well, you know, locking is, you know, it's funky." I said, "Of course." He said, then he said, "Well, you know, can locking be in with funk style since it's a West Coast dance?" And I said, "You want it in?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Well,
Ah. Okay.
most
Wow.
definitely." And then I heard he retracted it, you know, a couple years later, and
Yeah.
then I taken it back out. So funk style is definitely something that I created, that I coined, and it's, you know, ran by me. That's why it's so
Okay.
funny because everyone started using the word. This is how funkin' style became funkin' style because they was going to use funk style, and I had to me and Sugar Pop, someone called or got in contact with them and said you can't use funk style because we already did event. Our first event in 1999 was the funk style event. So
Oh.
we own that name as far as an event. So it's
Okay.
just not only entitlement of what we do under the banner. It is also what we use as our event name. So that's why they changed it to Funkin' Style.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Wow. This is amazing. Because it makes so much sense
Mhm.
because all this dances started with funk music, right?
Yeah, since we dance the funk
So,
music and the
but I
style
mean,
dance
not
event is
only not also the strutters. It's
yeah.
because of
All of
funk,
it is
right?
funky. All of
So
it's
it
funky,
makes,
but the thing I didn't want to do, I didn't want to be that person who say, yeah, all the West Coast is on the funk style. But then, because you
of
gotta,
course.
you know, you gotta remember how, you know, it's whatever it is that people, you know, with electric boogaloo or whatever. So I'm
Please,
very
please,
careful
please,
of
please, please.
not to. Oh, I see that you. I'm very careful to try not to, you know, disrespect or to
Yes,
implicate or say
yes,
this because then people start taking it out of content, and a lot of people did, and I had to tell them no, it has nothing to do with waving, tutting, strutting, whacking, you know, I mean, robot animation, none of that. So everybody
yeah,
live on their own. So we live on the
yes,
funk
yes.
style thing. So
So to get clear is actually that like every style have its individual creator, and
right,
because of this individual creator, we call this style as it is, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, okay, okay.
Yes.
This
And
is
that's the
very
thing. Let me
interesting.
say right quick. That's the thing. That's the misinformation, because a lot of styles definitely come from different creators, different communities, different times.
Mm,
So how can everything keep landing under popping if popping came out before one style? Like strutting came out before, popping, what we do as EDs.
yes.
But we're not saying, oh, that style should be in popping or we should be in strutting. It's a different thing, come from different creators, different communities, different time set. So everyone has, because I always look at things like, instead of people looking at things that's almost similar, it's like, oh, it's animation, popping, robot, boogaloo. Look, I look at everything as if I was saying whacking, breaking, crumping, all these
Yeah.
styles are different for me. I don't care if it's uh, strutting, boogaloo, popping, animation, they all different to me. And
Okay.
that's how it's always been.
Wow. Wow. Because I start to call it somehow California styles because they
Mm,
come all from Cali, right?
mm, mm.
Because we need some. I think we need somehow to put them together, but of course to separate them in the teaching and in the knowledge, right?
Yeah.
So next question is actually not about styles. What is about book style? What is book style and boogaloo style? What is this two terms?
Bull style is another term, just a short term of EB feel, EB way, how we dance, how we mix,
Okay, the
what we
electric
do.
boogaloo style is the book
Yeah,
style.
because because when it's the crazy part of this thing is, we used to say when we were coming up, electric boogaloo style,
Yeah,
which is it's just doing two or more under the banner of what we do. So that's how
mm,
we determine when you see the look. Then individually, we can do those styles individually. Boogaloo is boogaloo feel, which means it's the rolls, how Sam do all this.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, but boog style is just short for, and Sam coined that word. It's just short for electric boogaloo way. That's what boog. Now, the funniest thing that we went through to one of the things, like EBs, we never called ourselves the EBs. And I remember the when like in the early late '90s, early 2000s, internet now is popping, and people was writing, "Yeah, man, those EBs," and I'm reading, going, who
Mm,
the hell is the EBs? Like they was like, man, they think they the EBs this, the EBs that, or people may say, man, I like the EBs, and I'm going, who are the EBs? I asked somebody, said, that's you guys. I said, wait, like EBs, yo, that's your boogaloo. Say, we never called ourselves the
wow.
EBs.
Okay,
We
crazy.
always
That's
said,
weird.
fully say our name. Now, it's normal now, but
Yeah,
we didn't coin that. It's the people coined that and put that out there, and we just went ahead and went with it and went, oh yeah, the EBs, because for us it was
yeah.
like, oh, we was so like me, I was like, I don't know what
Crazy.
the hell the EBs are.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's just a little information that people
Yeah.
don't know. They think we the one who started calling ourselves the EBs. No, it wasn't us.
Wow. So and because end of the 90s, with Skeet and Sam, you took
Mm,
Wiggles and Taco inside the EBs, right? And Jazzy
right,
J too, right?
right.
So I think also for me, when I started and I saw you as a group, not the first one, but you, then I
Yeah,
was like, okay, what Taco is doing is also
mm,
Electric Boogaloo style,
yeah,
and what Wiggles is doing. And I think this was a big misunderstanding what happens
mm,
back then.
mm,
But
yeah,
now it's
yeah,
more clarified. That's for sure.
yeah.
That's for sure.
Oh my God, yeah, it's
Yes,
because
yes, yes.
it's funny because someone actually Jay Smooth just wrote a thing this morning I've seen about people, will talk stuff about certain people or certain styles, but the same style somebody else is doing that got from that same person they dislike, they praising those other people. And for me, it happens to us and particularly to me a lot. And people like, oh, so and so style like style, but I like the EB style. I said he's doing what I taught him, or he's doing old me or some stuff from me, and people
Yeah.
have their own thing in it. Now, again,
Yeah.
people can do all that, but
Yeah.
I'm looking at stuff like I taught Sugar Pop. Sugar Pop don't dance like me. In the sense of the structure, he has his own technique. Wise, we doing the same. I taught him technique
Yes.
on his own
Yes.
feeling. Same thing with Wiggles. Same thing with Jazzy J. Same thing with Taco. All these people pretty much came through me that I taught personally, not like they in a class. We're private lessons and we're doing
Yeah. Yeah.
sessions.
Yeah.
And
Session is more like
but I
sessions,
gave
hanging out, right,
yes,
and dancing, right?
but I'm a person who I'm gonna find your identity. I'm gonna teach you like Sam taught. Sam taught me the technique, but I can have the same feel as Sam, but not the same look. Same technique.
Yeah.
Sam bring it, do it different. I can do it differently, but it's the same technique. That's the one thing that people don't understand. And when you say it's like when people say, "Oh, I got my own style of popping," I go, "Show me." They start doing. I say, "Well,
Yeah.
you're contracting the muscles. You're doing the Fresno. That's not your own style." Now, if you say, I have my own feel within the technique of
Yeah.
that," then I say, "Oh, because then we all have a self identity that we
Exactly.
all have to do." So that's why I said when you see certain people, you go, "Oh, I identifying that feel. Oh, that's so and so feel." But
Yes.
people, because for me, when you say style, that means
Yeah.
that style of dance. You said I created. I have my own style of
Yes. Yes.
popping.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
But how you have your own style of popping when popping came way before you, and
Yeah.
if you have
It,
your own style,
yeah.
then
It
why you
doesn't
call them
fit.
popping?
It
Right?
doesn't fit in your
Yeah.
what you said
Everybody
before.
has
It
their own.
doesn't fit. Of course, it
Yeah,
doesn't fit. Yeah.
yeah. Just have your own. You just have your own feel.
Yes.
You know.
So actually, um, because nowadays it's very difficult. People learning your moves or
Mm,
your basics,
mm,
and still they don't have identity.
nope.
What do you think is missing? What is the thing what they're missing?
Well, I mean, because I think what
I see
everybody.
so many dancers. They dance like you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But
But you know what?
and the feeling. I understand they dance
Yeah.
popping, but
Mm.
the feeling is also the same. They try to be you, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is, that's the difference. Now you can have when you emulate. Now, when I say feel is the structure of how you move
Yeah,
within the dance.
yeah,
Moves is different. If you say, if I start popping, I start doing the wiggle wall, and they say that's a move because that signature move belongs to that particular person.
yeah.
A
But I mean, like
style,
I dance the Fresno like you do it, right?
yeah, yeah, but the Fresno has to be done in because it's a feel and a pretty much of the technique of what popping should be. So
Uh,
now, this will always say,
okay.
I can go like this. My the technique of the pop is contracting the muscles.
Yes, is
Me holding my hands like this and doing it is that's a feel. This is a
yeah,
different feel. This is a
yeah,
different. We say look. We'll say we're for the argument's sake. We say a different look. So if I'm
yeah.
going this, or like this, or like this,
Mm.
the technique is the same. The look changes because I
Okay,
can.
okay, okay,
So
okay.
this is what everyone has can have. You can do a different look, or you can do standard. If you're doing this,
Yeah,
the technique. But then it becomes a thing where you have to understand how to manipulate the movement of when I say feel of what
got
how
you.
you move.
No, no, no.
And
Yes, yes, yes.
a lot of
I
people
understand.
will watch someone and then want to be just like that person. And I've said
Yeah,
this many times. I say,
it's
look,
also true. Yeah,
yeah. So when I go,
yeah,
and they may have a carbon copy of it, and then someone say, "Man, you dance just like Horn, or you dance just like Kite," and then
exactly,
someone say, and they go, "Oh, thank you," but they're not giving you your self identity. They just told you look like someone else.
exactly.
Whether you're doing it prolifically or not, it's just a fact that you have no identity.
Yeah,
Now, if you work on the basics, foundation, the fundamentals, and then you find your way. This is what Sam told me. He said, "Pete, I'm going to teach you the the foundation, the technique, the feel, the structure, And he said, put your personality inside
yeah,
of
yeah.
that. And that's what I did.
So
So that's in a
because
nutshell what I'm saying.
I believe you are also a, yeah, I believe you're very good in imagination,
Mm.
because
Yeah.
when you dance, I see it, Pete. I see it. You're so far. You have your own world. That's why I think every solo, when I see every solo from you, is different. You
Mm.
see a
Mm.
different structure, different
Mm.
movements, but it's still
Mm.
popping.
Yeah.
So I think what's happened in your mind when you dance? Is it you see things, or you imagine stuff, or you only listen to music and the music gives you an idea of a cartoon or of
Mm.
a structure? How you do this?
Well, that and good question. Coming up into this dance, as far as when Sam started teaching, he started telling me stories how he came up with a move or a feel, or some of the other original members of Electronic Boogaloos came up. You know, whether they saw a crippled guy, someone who was drunk, or somebody, you know, waiting in a Baptist church, how they do all the
Yeah,
kind of
I
different
do
things
the
when they get
same.
in the Holy
Yes,
Ghost.
yes,
So Sam told me life is what makes art. So if you look close enough at things, you
exactly.
know, and that's how like, you know, how animation came, because they was watching people were watching the Jason and Argonauts
Yeah,
claymation animation stuff, and then
yeah,
mimicking this. So these are things that, you know, I was always were taught, but I also always had a crazy imagination. So, and I just look at everything as applicable to dance, to movement.
yeah.
It's
Me
like
too. Yeah,
when
I
I
do
started
this the
coming up,
same.
I
Yeah,
came up, yeah, years ago. I think in the early '80s, I started doing this thing where I do my hands like this,
mm.
and literally it was me thinking these was like spatulas, which is, you know, to flip hamburgers. So I was thinking this is what I was doing. So I was going because I said everything, you know, even when I came up this is called stacking. When I start, that's me stacking cups.
Okay.
Spider-Man.
Yes,
This thing I should call the anaconda, what I should, Matrix, all the stuff that
yes. This is what I
things that
mean.
I created.
This is missing today. This is
Yeah,
so much missing today.
because and some people, you know, and I see it in some people, and it's something that I think if people, I don't mean don't stop looking at other people getting inspired. What
Yeah,
people need to do is cut off the the mental camera to look at something and try, because someone getting a hand clap for it, and everybody love it. They want to take that picture or that thing and apply it to themselves, versus
yeah,
saying, "Oh, I see what he did, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to make. Oh, if he can do it." And I tell people,
yeah.
everyone is capable of having their own thing, creating their own feel,
Yeah, I
even in
believe this too. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
just cut
yeah,
off. It's just cut off stuff, man, and start just looking at things within themselves and stop looking at other people.
yeah. And when you follow the all this competition era,
Mm,
what's
mm,
happening now, or what happened,
mm,
because
mm.
we don't know if now the competitions how they going,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
now it's gonna be online competitions for sure. Yeah,
Boring.
yeah, it's different. It's gonna be different.
Yeah.
So, so because before you battle different, can
Mm.
you can you tell us the story? How was the battle before, and how was the
Yeah.
battle, and how is the battle now? Because now you
Well,
have 1 round or 2 rounds in
yeah.
1 minute, right?
Right. Mm.
And me, I battle also like 10 rounds in a cipher, and then you
Right.
have to give. And if you don't have any bullets, it's you're done. You go home and
Exactly.
practice.
Exactly. Well,
Yeah,
I mean, this is one of my better. I mean, I love talking about this because coming into in this whole dance thing, not only getting your reputation of just being people seeing you and saying, whether it be because we're teenagers at a teen club or house party or park, you know, whatever it is. And so you got that kind of rep. But then, you know, and on the West Coast at the time, from like 77, you know, probably to like 84 or 5, you know, for us, we said, go against. You want to dance against me? You want to go against me? You want
Yeah.
some?
Yeah.
We never said battle. Battle, when I heard that word, I was like, wow, why? What they fighting or something? So
Okay.
so when we said, hey, we want to go against me. So that was the whole thing. Once and that had started even in the locking days, and before the whole competition thing is something that's way even back in the 20s, you know, from in that era. But
Oh,
when
okay.
coming into the modern day of when I came into it, it was just a way to show off. Now, the thing is, the way we got down or we went against someone, we didn't wait to some kind of thing you write your name on. We had rivals, whether it be neighborhood rivals where someone else
Yeah.
still in the same vicinity of your neighborhood, maybe 5 blocks or 10 blocks, or another city, whether it be, because I lived in Long Beach, it'd be Compton, it'd be LA, it'd be Watts.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
start hearing about people, or you go to these neighborhoods. That's one thing the Electric Boogaloos did back in the day. We left out of Long Beach to go to Compton, to go to LA, to go anywhere that if people wasn't doing the style or hadn't seen the style, either way, we was coming to you
Okay.
as people came to Long Beach. So those days, you can just be, you know, like in at a park having a picnic, and then the music was playing. Then all of a sudden, somebody come and they look and you dancing, they dancing. You look at them and give them that. You want some? And you want some? And we go at it. Now, there was two ways to battle back in those days. There was you go, I go. Then there was imano imano. We go at the same time. And those for
Ah, okay.
me,
Okay. Okay.
those were that's how it was in the beginning, because it was like boxing. You know,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
who got the bigger jab, who got the bigger left hook, the right hook, the uppercut. So in those things, in those kind of ways you had to battle, you had to watch out for. I mean, you trying to look at them, they trying to look at you, then you trying to go and get in your own
Yeah.
self
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
trying to move.
Super
Now, and
complicated.
yeah, and actually it was easier because that's the only thing we knew. Yeah, we get you to one-on-one, you go, I go. For us, that was like, okay, that's boring. For
Yeah.
me, it was the bigger ones was when we both going at the same time. And then you have to either sit
Okay.
there going, wow, he's getting me, meaning he's winning.
Yeah.
And most people at that time, because there weren't, no judges. Yeah, you may ask the crowd who won, just for a boasting thing. But majority sometimes, many people back then was more honest. If you lost, you say, man, you got me. Like,
Yeah.
particular, my first battle that I did or get down, I just had learned. I started at 16. I think I was about 17.
Mm.
My friend came to my house and he said, hey, this guy wanna go against you, dance against you. And I said, where do we live? He said, about 4 or 5 blocks, away. I said, okay. And I ran. Me and him ran. I don't have a car. I don't have a bike, no skateboard, no nothing. I ran all the way to this kid house. We were the same age. And I came up and he said, oh, right there. And it was his mom, the guy who was out in his yard with his mother and his little sister. I don't know who I don't know who the guy is. Wasn't a kid, we was kids, so I can't say he was a kid. So I ran up, I said, who wanna battle me? I mean, who wants to dance against me?
Yeah.
He said, and his mother said, he does. I said, okay. I said, you gonna go first or I go first? He said, I'll go first. I said, well, I'm gonna beat you in 5 moves. Go ahead. And he started, again, this was in the beginning. So it was,
Yeah.
just trying. And I had, of course, I'm a little bit more advanced. So I took off and I counted. I said, pop, 1, 2, down, 3, 4, 5. And I stopped and I said, did I win? He said, yeah. Then I said, okay, thank you. And I ran back home. So, but that's how it was. People used to come to our door and knock on our door and my mom will open the door because we converted the car garage at our family home into practice. My father and
Yeah.
my mother and father said we can turn it into the practice place for
Yeah.
the group. These two particular brothers came and knocked on the door. Now we was in there rehearsed practicing, and we heard our mother talking, and then she said, "All we heard them say, they in there." So these two kids came in. They wanted to battle us. We battled. We turned them out. They left. And when my mom came out, and we said, "What happened?" She said, "Oh well, they knocked on the door and they said we want to battle your sons." And my mom said, "Well, they're in the garage and good luck." And she shut the door. Like, go ahead, y'all grew up.
Wow.
And, you know, yeah, we had that all
So,
the time. People came to our house.
wow. This is crazy. No, this. I don't know if it's in Germany. It was like this. For me, it was also in a cipher. It was very short rounds. Sometimes it was just a move. You
Mm,
created a move, and
yeah,
then you go out, and then you see
mm,
what's happening.
mm,
It wasn't
yeah.
this long dance round sometimes, because sometimes now in ciphers they dance like 5 minutes,
Oh
a
man,
whole
we did
song.
that. No, no, no. We did 5 minutes. I think my second battle, me and this guy, Tony Hall, he's still around. We battled 3 songs, complete songs. This is not the days of the this is not the days of the DJ cutting in. This is one turntable because we had a recreation center, youth center, and they had a dance, and it's one turntable. So you put it on and it played the whole record. Then they take it off, put another record on, play, and we went 3 records, three whole five. The records probably like at least average 3 to 4 minutes long. And we
Yeah,
went,
but you dance like 5 minutes in a
yeah, we
row.
went going back and
Oh,
forth. I mean,
okay.
going back and forth, just going back and
Oh
forth.
yeah, okay, okay, okay.
So, but that's how it was because some people didn't want to give up. Some people just say, oh, "I'm gonna
Yeah,
keep dancing,"
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
then even if you're winning, you want to show. I want to show you I got stamina. I'm going to show
yeah,
you. And the thing about in those days is different now, because it's more competition based. So you have to wait a whole year to see the same people, or if you won, you got to come
yeah,
back. The thing is, when you battled and got out in the streets and you lost, even if you lost, you go first. Sometimes they go like this. Well, man, when I see you again, I'm gonna go
yeah,
home. They go home
yeah,
and
yeah.
practice
I know
people,
this.
and then
Yes.
yes, and and
Yeah,
and come back. And you may not even see that person. Like it's not like you head hunting. Like I'm gonna go to this guy's
yeah,
house.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But you never know. And you run up against that person. It could be the next week, could be a month from then.
Yeah.
But
Or
when
the
you run
next
into that
year. Yeah,
person, your arsenal either going to be higher or
yeah,
his arsenal going to be higher, or it's going to. So, but it never was a thing like, oh, I won, I lost, and I'm not gonna, I
yeah.
comb my head down in shame. It's like, yeah, he won this time, but
Yeah.
next time,
Next
and,
time
and
it's my turn. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah, it's my turn.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and also, I mean, another thing I have to say quickly is when we used to battle, get out in the days, touching was a part of the thing. Not disrespect. Well,
yeah.
I mean
Depends of the
now,
character, right? It was an
yeah,
individual
because
thing. You
yeah,
have
because
aggressive guys and you
yeah, yeah,
have
because
cool guys,
you
right?
all up in a like if you popped your chest hard, you put your chest on people's shoulders like and they doing this. So the thing even the things where if you this is one of the reasons why when you see Electric Boogaloos doing all the stuff like this, because back in them days you had a hat on, people used to take your hat, take it off your head, throw it on the ground, and smash it with their feet.
Mm.
Well, that was part of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
game.
yeah,
That was part of the game. So we had to develop a thing when we moving. You can't get my hat. And all year, so all these neck rolls that we started doing because you're not getting our hats. And
yeah.
that's
It
our same.
become more
Yeah,
sporty fair. It
yeah,
becomes more sports
yeah,
fairness,
yeah.
right?
And you
Before
didn't
it
get
wasn't
mad.
like this.
Like only time you got, if anything, if people broke character. If you dancing and somebody just push you like what, then it's broke character. But if you like
Yeah,
boom, and you put your hand on their shoulder, you going clap, 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 do, or they chest and you start doing, then
yeah,
it's
yeah,
part.
yeah. When
It's
it's
part. It was
dancing,
part of
still
the game.
dancing, it's
It's
okay.
still
Yeah,
dancing. You do that now, you got the counseling culture. Oh my God, he touched him. This is not fair.
yeah. It's true. It's true.
Yeah, it's crazy to me.
Yeah. So another question. Another question. like now you see this urban, I don't know, urban dance scene or street dance scene
Mm,
becoming very academic, because you have the basics, you have a structure, you have a hierarchy. You know,
mm,
you have the teachers, you have the masters, then you have, you know, students
mm,
under you.
mm.
What do you think, or how is it in the States, or what do you think is missing in the States to build for a university? Or do you believe in this, that it's gonna be more like, you know, that people can go and study and become then dancers in theater or on other stages, you know,
I mean,
for,
yeah.
because yeah,
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I
to
think, I
get
mean, of course.
to get a paper and to say, I'm not from this, I'm not a street dancer, you know, I learned this because of this people, they built this, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of happening, but for me, I guess I'm torn between both. My thing is I'm more like keeping it raw, keeping it. I mean, I see people do, theater stuff with street dance and whatever, hip hop.
Yeah, yeah,
My whole thing is it's not where you do it. It's about wherever you are, just keep it real. Keep it to keep it to how it was, how the structure. Because I'm pretty sure if someone who's doing jazz or ballet go down to the hood, they're not gonna change their structure and try to be hood ballet dancers. They're gonna come in and have what they do just because they're down in South Central LA or in Harlem. They're not gonna change what they learn. So my thing
yeah,
is,
yeah.
people, I've done theater,
Yeah,
but I kept
maybe
it raw.
it's a German, maybe it's a German view, because here it's really the state, the society here, they needs paper, you know, they needs this offices needs paper that show, okay, this person went to master it in a university, so
Mm.
it's educational thing. Of
Well, that's how it
course,
was too.
yeah, you know
Yeah,
what I mean, right?
yeah, yeah. It was
And
like that because of the when the I remember when we was rehearsing at Debbie Reynolds' studio doing the one we was rehearsing for Breaking, practicing for Breaking the movie. So back in 1984, we was at Debbie Reynolds' studio, which now they closed, but it was back then it wasn't a hip hop street dance studio. It was ballet, jazz, tap, all that modern dance. But we rehearsed there for the movie. So I went up to the front and asked the lady who was working there, said, you know, I would love to teach here. How can I teach here? And she said, do you have a bachelor's degree in teaching dance? I said, huh?
yeah,
Like, did you go to college to learn? I said, no, my brother taught me in our home. So this is not taught in colleges. And she said, well, the only way you can be hired here is to have a bachelor's degree in teaching. And
exactly.
that wasn't the only studio, because then this is pre the explosion of the street dance craze. We were still underground. We were still
Yeah,
the looked at as specialty. Oh, that's the specialty acts. They doing that stuff they do on the corner in the different.
yes, yes, yes,
So, but now for me, because street dance, hip hop makes money. But
yeah,
a lot of people don't, they still look at it as, oh, that's that rough stuff, but we're gonna try to clean it up. So we say, it's the same thing like they try to do in France. Let's get a certificate, let's get this stuff. It's not
yeah,
gonna work. Even though because the people who want to do it is the people who want to control it. They don't want to let it be controlled or managed, I should say, by the people who were there before them. They want to learn enough just to say, look, okay, you got to go through us to get this paper, and we the one who gives these
yes,
certificates
yes. But
out.
I mean, when you are the guy from the university, like
Mm,
the street dance university, and
yeah.
you're the guy who say, yes,
Mm,
Robozee, this is
mm,
your paper. You know now what the
mm,
electric boogaloo style is. Boom.
mm,
and now you
Yeah,
can
but
go to see. You know what I mean, right?
yeah. But then again, you gotta because and they have people who teach in universities. You know, and I got friends who teach at UCLA, USC. You know,
Yeah,
street dance and
yeah,
all this, but it's still not like these people who get the certificate or can really go out and get a job.
yeah,
See,
yeah,
this is what I say. It's almost like because I've been asked, not asked, but not by university, but people say, man, you should go teach in a in the university curriculum and all this stuff. And I'm going, oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm a professor, and it has a cool sense, but then it's not how these people really live. It's a course. It's a thing that they do for a semester or
yeah, yeah.
because
It's more
you know
intellectual. Yes, it's an
yeah
intellectual thing. It's
yeah
not
for
raw.
me
It's true. It's
yeah
not raw.
for me
It's not.
you got to live it, and live
Yeah,
it
yeah,
means
yeah. For sure, for
living
sure.
it doesn't mean you have to live in the hood. So
Yeah,
I'm a person who doesn't. I don't care where you're from. Living it is living it in your heart, living it in your head. It's about taking taking on every aspect of it. And I'm not saying people in universities don't do that because yes, they do.
yeah,
But you taking a course and then they graduate and go on to the next, you as a teacher maybe making money, but you just manufacturing something that's just like they go to English class and math and history and this, where I live this stuff every day.
yeah,
It was part of my fabric. It was part of I woke up, went to sleep, doing what I do, thinking about what I do,
yeah,
uh, feeling what I do, shitting what I do,
yeah, 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 yeah,
everything.
yeah, yeah. True.
So, you know, I think, anything is teachable, but I think it takes the right teacher to go into these places
Yeah,
and
yeah,
get
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like, we're gonna get out of this. We're gonna get out of this classroom. I'm gonna take you guys exactly where the hell I used to get down. We're gonna go to that area. We're gonna take you to the hood. Because in that classroom, there's safe. We can get in the books, we can read the literature, we can see, and we can put on
Yeah,
clips
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah, yeah.
everybody.
I got you.
Now my
I
thing
got you.
is get your ass out the class. Let's take it to the hole. Let's take it to the damn thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. To
So
understand, to
yeah,
understand where
to understand
to
because
understand.
I
It's
can
all
I
about to
can
understand. Yeah,
walk in my shoes, baby. Walk in my shoes.
yeah. It's crazy, crazy. So good, so good.
Yeah.
Wait, I wrote. Yeah, we had this. Um, we had this too. So, so a goal as a teacher, when you teach people, what is
Mm.
a goal from you? It's only like because I see also when I teach people, they just want to learn movement and they don't want to. It's a very individual thing, right?
Right,
And
right, right.
and you can, I think, yeah, you can see if somebody have the fire inside or
Mm,
somebody don't
mm,
have it, right?
mm,
Because of all this time, right?
mm.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, this.
Um, I mean, for me, the thing as I started teaching, not even in a classroom, again, people come to my home. Everyone has a different time of, way they learn, how much they're gonna learn, how fast they're gonna learn it, the purpose of them learning.
Yeah.
And doesn't bother me. I don't care.
Yes, this is
My
very
my
individual.
my
Yeah.
whole thing is I'm gonna teach you everything that I was taught from my brother and structures that I even came up with after. So my whole thing is what you take away from it is on you. I can't
Yeah.
because I can't me looking at the class and trying to figure out but that person is only here for this reason. This person is it's a waste of my energy. It's a waste of my time because
Mm, mm,
all I'm
mm.
here to do is teach you what I know to give you the best chance to be the best you can be. I
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
whatever you're hidden, if you come there and say, I just want to learn a couple moves so I can battle somebody, so
Yeah.
be it. That's
Yeah.
what you do. So my thing is, as teachers out here, we have to we have to we have to stop taking things so personal, like
Yes.
and just look at. I'm here because
Yes.
if you walk into a class and there's only two people in there, you still got to teach them like there's 200 people. If there's
Yes.
200 people, you got
Yes.
to teach them like there's
Yeah, 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 yeah,
2,000
yeah.
people.
Yeah, this is
So my thing is,
good one.
I'm here to try to make you better than what you were. I'm here to even want you to be better than me because my
Yes.
whole
I
thing,
say the same.
my whole thing is to elevate because someone taught me from scratch.
Yeah.
So if I get to it and I'm at a position, if I only think about, well, I don't want no one to be better than me. No, I want the students to rise to the occasion because as a teacher, if someone says to me, man, your student is better than you, I'm going to clap and oh my
Yeah.
God, I did my
It's
job.
all about. I think this is all about. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
when you take it philosophically, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's all about this. A good teacher makes a better student, a better teacher. That's the
And
whole
that's and
point,
that's and that's my drive. That's always been like that. I've always since day one when I started showing people. You know, first I didn't want to teach because I didn't know everything and my as I felt. And then when I started teaching people, it was all about this is and if everything was this is what Sam told me, this is what Sam told me, this is what Sam gave me. So I'm only giving you the reason why I'm the way I am is because not only the moves, I'm going to give you the mentality of the reason why I am who I am.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
So the those things that a lot and again, you know, that's why I'm not that person who get online and talk about who's teaching, who shouldn't be teaching, and da 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 da.
No, no, no.
No,
That's not
no,
about
no,
this.
no. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. It's
What
not
I'm
about
saying
this.
is the reason why I don't do that is because, for one, it's a waste of my time and my energy. Two,
Yeah.
I only need to work what I within my power and what I know. Because if you go overseas, I go to Germany, I go to France, China, Japan.
Yeah.
Many teachers have gone who go teach these same students before me or after
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I don't go in and say, let me see what you learn. Oh, that dude taught you that? I'm here to teach you EB, feel, style, structure, da da da. I don't say whatever you learn from someone else, throw it out the window. My thing is,
No, I don't think.
if it
Yeah,
doesn't,
I don't believe
yeah,
this
if it
too. I
doesn't
don't
make
believe.
sense, if I tell people, look, you have the right to do or not to do something someone else learned. Even if you learned something from me and someone did it better, and you felt more comfortable them showing you, do your damn thing.
But
Do your thing.
yeah, this is
You know.
politics. It's
Yeah. That's what I'm
and
saying.
in art in art is no politics in
Oh
my
man,
yeah.
not for
And
me.
art is an art form now. It's maybe
Yeah.
it's from the hood and maybe the hood mentality is inside and it's raw, right? It's from the
Yeah.
streets, but still it's an art form, and I think we have to push all together this art form so far that it's never be forgotten. I
Yeah.
think this is yeah,
That's it. That's it,
yeah,
man. It's like, you know, I mean, me growing up where I grew up, I'm not a thug. I'm not.
yeah,
But I know where I came from, and I'm also a person who knows that this is. I don't care what color you are, whoever created whatever. It doesn't. To me, it's not a thing where it belongs to that. Now, belong and where it comes from is two different things for me. Everything that I believe in this world is shareable. You can
yeah,
share the art. Like you said, the key
yeah,
is art. You share the art, saying this is what we do. It doesn't matter what color, creed, race, religion. I don't give a damn. That is not my thing. So I'm solely based in looking at individuals doing the dance style. I don't care if you're a female, kid, grown man, black, white, Asian, whatever out here. Do the
yeah,
damn dance. Respect the damn dance.
yes,
Respect
yes,
the
yes,
structure of what the dances are created on and how they are structured and look. Don't just, it's not about people say, man, they disrespecting me. My thing is like, if you mess up the dance, you disrespecting the dance.
yeah,
My thing is respect whatever dance style of the foundation, the technique, the history, everything that's there
yes.
that has the dance has no color. Has no. Has,
Yes, when I talk to people, I say to them, it's about the culture and the traditions.
mm,
You have
yeah.
tradition and culture, and
Mm,
then after this, the dance form and the technique is free. It's for everybody.
yep.
But like, you know, yeah, it's for everybody. But I think one tradition is I remember when the hush puppies, the shoes, was the hype. The hype. It was the hype. So it is also a tradition to wear good,
that
nice shoes, nice
that's me.
shoes for this
The
dance, right?
the hush
For
puppy
example,
craze.
right?
The hush puppy craze came from me. I'm the one who started it. The crazy thing about it, because when I was young, hush puppy was, I was poor. Hush puppies was a shoe that was we couldn't afford. We liked those shoes because the loafer style and
Yeah,
this and that. So, and I used to ask my mom, "Oh, some hush puppies, guys, see?" Because I got bused from my black neighborhood of school I went to all white school. So that's when it's integrating, students and black community, white community in Fresno. So I see, these kids wearing hush puppies. I'm going, ooh, now I'm talking. This is me young, so I'm not. This is not a thing about dance at first. It was about
yeah. It's
those are
just
some
you
cool
like,
looking
yeah, yeah.
shoes. So we couldn't afford them, and I remember. So I came to Vegas in 1997 to do the show. Manhattan with Wiggles, Ski, Jazzy J, Sugar Pop, all of us.
Mm.
And one of the ushers, who was the person seats people, this white guy who had this, he was kind of like half punk rocker, half nerd. And I was talking to him. I looked down. I said, "Those are not hush puppies." He said, "Yeah." I said, "Man, I ain't seen hush puppies in so long. Where did you get them?" He said, "There's a hush puppy outlet at at the mall, at the shopping mall." I went, and I think I got paid, and I ran. I went to the. Well, I didn't run. I drove to the thing. The shoes was like $80. So I bought a dark blue pair, and I came back to the show with me, Skeeter Rabbit, with everybody. I said, "Oh, I got some hush puppies," and they like, "Oh, it was cool." So I would just wear them, whatever, whatever. Then I started dancing. I said, "Oh, these they light. They got a nice little grip." But when I started buying others, no one else in the group. Once we reformulated the group. No one else wanted to wear them. Like Sam didn't like them. Ski didn't want. So none of them. Nobody didn't want to wear hush puppies because
Crazy.
there is my second video. There's two edits. I had by this time I had accumulated a bunch of hush puppies. I wrote a thing in front. It says, "So what do Papa P wear to dance in?" And I had then it jumped in. I had the next scene was you've seen all the displays of my hush puppy. It's just
It's only 1 hour allowed, and then they cut it.
oh
Yeah, yeah,
shoot, then man, shoot.
yeah.
Well,
No, no,
we're gonna have
no.
to
But
make
I
a
mean,
part two.
now, yeah, no, no, it's back. We are back. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. So actually, you make it a whole tradition out
Yeah,
of
I
this, man.
made the whole tradition, man, and it's so
Yeah,
funny
this is
because
crazy.
and
Pete,
then
this is
we
crazy.
then I went to to Japan, and then I started making it over there, making people like they started like, "Oh, I want to buy them," but over there, the same hush puppy shoes they would find in stores were equivalent to $200, like 200.
Wow.
So uh, then Ski got into it, got into everybody started slowly getting into it. Then it became a full fledged all EBs. We all started wearing hush puppies. Then we started going. We went to these like little discount stores, and we found a store. It was name is still here called Ross. Ross store they sell shoes. Everything in the store is like discount. So we went in and we saw hush puppies, and we was going. And we now what? what I was buying, we was spending $60, $70 at the outlet. Now we find them in this store for $9. And we were like, and it was just they had the blue, black, and then we start getting like this rust color ones, slip-ons, tie-ups. So we started going around. We started buying up all the shoes. And me and Ski used to go to Japan and sell. We buy them for $9 and we go sell them for $50, make a $40 profit.
Of course, you make business out of it.
Yeah, we made a business where we used to, after our classes, him and I used to come and we have big suitcase that full of hush puppies with the boxes. Probably like we probably brought probably like 30 pair between the both.
Yeah.
And after the class, we would put the shoes out, take one out as like a shopping place and put it on. And the students just like look, and because we get the smaller size, and we did look, we were selling them like for $50, $60, and then we paying $9.99 for them. So the craze, especially in Japan, it jumped because that's the first place we went. So and America had not yet called on to it because a lot of people looked at it as that's an EB thing, hush puppy, because it became with certain entities and people who was against us, they would always talk about, no, nobody wearing no hush puppy shoes. Hush puppies became, and we even tried to call hush puppies company. I called them, and they were like, we said, yeah, we're this group, and they was like, we wasn't famous enough, so, and we never could get a endorsement. We were trying to get an endorsement.
Crazy.
Like, no, man, we sell more. We put you guys on the map, with the dance community. They was like, well, you ain't selling millions of pairs, man. We don't want to talk to you. So that's how I came. That's how the hush puppy thing happened.
And what do you think about the whole, this big sponsorships right now in the big events? It's cool, right?
Yeah, because look, you gotta understand something. This is my thing.
Yeah.
All this social media or big sponsor, I wish we had that. If we'd had what equivalent to, say, social media of how it is now, because the internet came to the public and for us about 97, 98 publicly.
Yeah.
But if we would have had all this technology that they have now, the dance I think the total of the dance scene would be in perspective, history-wise, everything, because at this time, the names and things would have been put out there, this and that, groups. Like we in 97, we had a website. We had electricboogaloos.com but it got
I remember this one.
Yeah, remember that?
I remember
on that website. On the website, it stated, like, it said Electric Boogaloos styles. Then it says styles from Northern California, styles that LA started.
Yes,
so but it went down in like, say, 83. So not 83. Sorry. I'm tripping. I'm thinking of something. I mean, in 2003.
2003.
So all that time, all the people who started getting into it they didn't see the site. They didn't see that we gave props to different styles, different areas, different cities, different people. And so the whole thing got so mishmashed and crazy that, I said, man, if this site was still up, they will see, oh, they gave props to the Bay Area. Oh, they gave props to LA. They gave props to that group or to these individuals. Because when the guy came to me, I started saying, well, I want to put on here not only about EB history, Electric Boogaloos. I want to put here's things that had nothing to do with us, but it's still, we all are part of the same fabric.
Exactly.
So that's where I'm from. I used to tell people that, I used to say, yeah, because before it got to LA, I said, from Fresno to the Bay or the Bay to Fresno, I don't care which way it came from me. It's the fact that the the creation of a lot of the things that people are doing around the world came from those two areas.
Yeah.
The Southern California came in later because we migrated to Southern California. So Southern California is more of adoptive thing of area. But if you saying the creative places,
Yeah.
strutting, animation, waving, all that stuff came from the Bay, Oakland, Berkeley, Richmond, San Jose, Fresno,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yes, yes,
Bakersfield,
yes.
you know.
And and
So it's a lot of different things.
I heard that in Fresno was this students meeting for, I don't know what it was, that all the students from all California go to Fresno because Fresno's in the middle of
Right.
Cali,
Yeah.
right? So and there was a big exchange also, right?
Yeah, it was this was called the West Coast Relays. West Coast Relays was
Ah,
a big,
yes, exactly.
yeah, it was a track meet. It was for, you know, runners, sprinters, all that.
Yes, yes,
So
yes, a sport.
so the sports, it was a sports event.
Yeah.
So at the last day of that sporting event, they would have a big dance, big party. And it'd be like 800,000 people in there, you know. So you got all these people from different areas. This is the first time that I seen the Bay style. I'm in it. I'm 16. I'm barely knowing how to do the Fresno at this time. So I'm freaking raw green. There is the Fresno Electronic Boogaloo Lockers. That's Sam, Ticking Wheel, Twisted Black Don, Ant-Man, Slim and Slide. Uh, so they were the people. I was just Sam's little brother who can just, but I'm watching people who are in the original group, same age as me, getting busy, popping, doing all this stuff. I'm like, oh, wow. And I'm just sitting there like, my mouth open. They in a circle. They're dancing against other people. And I remember this guy got in a circle. One of the members from the Electronic Boogers was Twisted Fleck Don was battling somebody from Bakersfield. So the other city, they going at it. Then people jumped in, and this guy asked Sam, "Hey man, can I let me get some of the other guy." So this dude, Sam, don't know who this guy is. This dude walked out there and started doing all this stuff. I'm going, like, which I found out was strutting later. So I'm like looking, and I asked Sam. I mean, Sam told me. I said, "Sam, what style is that?" Because I'm this 16-year-old skinny kid looking at a style that I'm seeing Fresno, all this stuff. Then he come out going, doing all this stuff. I said, "That's dope. What is that style?" Sam said, "Oh, that's called strutting. That's from Bay." So I'm going. So Sam gave props to them, to me, you know, and Sam could have said, "Oh, I don't know what that is." Sam said, "Oh, yeah, that's that. Yeah, it's groups there called like Derek and Company." Now he's telling me these names while I'm sitting there, and I would never forget this because I don't know. I didn't know none of these groups.
Of course.
I never heard of that style. I said, "Strutting," and I went, it's funky. Yeah, I like that." Then he said, "Yeah, the groups like Granny and the Robotroids, Derek and Company, the Mechanical Device, all these people that he just started naming." I was going. He said, "Yeah, that's style that they do."
So Sam knew them. So
Yeah, Sam knew. Yeah, because Fresno, all those people from Fresno, the dancers used to go because they had family either in San Jose. Like
okay.
Fresno, even though Fresno in the middle, but Fresno connected more with the Bay, meaning they had family there. So they would go, like Sam, and he's telling me, "Yeah, man, you know, we used to go out to San Francisco to the wharf, you know, to the thing and watch people, you know, not watch people take the move. People doing something different than they were doing."
Yeah.
Now, The reason why this is very important, and again, this is not about any controversial stuff. This is just facts that I know. Skeeter Rabbit brother lived in San Francisco, and when Skeet lived in San Francisco when Skeet was like probably like 16, 17, 18 or whatever. His brother was up there.
Yeah.
And Skeet wasn't popping at the time. Skeet was roboting and locking. So he used to go to the wharf, and then he said, yeah, they were doing, this robotic style, animated style, and he's even called clinking. He said he saw the posing, but he said he wasn't popping and boogaloo. He said even if you heard that word, but he said again we should share in the same name. The boogaloo name is not a name owned by them or us. That name came before us. But he said he said when he saw stuff, he was a and Ski was always this guy who was was about competition. I always want to battle or get out.
Okay.
He said, man, I went everywhere. He said, what I see, he said, man, when I see y'all doing something different from what I seen back when I went and lived in San Francisco, lived in the Bay Area with my brother. He said, I was about want to battle anybody. So and then that whole thing coincides with the fact that when I seen it, I said that is different. See, for me, I can sit here and go again. It's not about controversial stuff. I'm just saying what I've seen with my own eyes. When I'm looking at something at a young 16, I am not Electric Boogaloo member. I am just Sam brother. I'm watching members of the group he's in with whoa, oh, I'm a dance. Oh, I wish I could get that good.
Of course. Yeah.
So when I'm saying the first time I seen air posing, the first time I seen strutting, the first time I seen animated style, I was like, what is these styles?
Yes,
what is these styles? And Sam sat there and told me the only style he didn't know was when we seen that same day air posing. We was like, I said, what is he say? I don't know. He asked the guy, hey, what style are you doing? He said, where you from? Dude, I'm from Sacramento. He said, what style is it? He said, I call it air posing. And I said, and his dude had on a tuxedo, pure white tuxedo with a white type hat and a white cane, and he was just this air posing. And we was like, I'm sitting there with my mouth open, like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
So I witnessed a lot of stuff that people go and they try to tell me stuff. Go ahead.
I believe that people, I believe that people. You tell the stories right now, and it makes so much sense. And people take it wrong because when you go and teach somebody, I believe this, you talk about your movements, your individual experience, right? And you don't talk about other movements.
Yeah.
And that's why I think you travel a lot and you give the world the Electric Boogaloo style, the popping style. And if I was an OG right now who dance another style, I wouldn't blame you to not talking about my style, right? You know what I mean?
But I do.
I think this is where it starts to be very, very hard. Of course, when I teach people, I say I get inspired by, but then I go for my thing. It's normal, right?
Yeah, it's definitely normal because it's a two-way street to this whole situation. As people, and I get this all the time, and we can step into the controversial stuff. I have a problem with all that kind of stuff. We can talk about it. I know, but the way I do it is I never shit on people, so it doesn't really. I deal in facts. I never deal in my opinion. My whole thing is this: when I first came up, like I said, the story I just said, I didn't create a dance style. I created some moves, but I didn't create a dance style. So me looking at anyone that's doing something different, I'm going to give them props. I don't have to be online or speak it every day. But if someone says to me, so where's strutting come from? Like, yeah, I like strutting. It come, so and so and so and so. I mean, it came from the Bay, it's this and that. I'm gonna give everybody props. Because that was my whole thing back in the day, is to find out, if I don't know you individually or know the person who created, let me find out the community where it comes from to give that city or that area or that timeline the props.
Yeah,
I'm not here to put a stop to people's creativity or take away people's rep, like you know they're
yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
do.
They're thinking. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
they're
yes.
just dues because it doesn't do me any good to, and again, I can talk, it's not about, yeah, I'm gonna talk about the Electric Boogaloos all the time. No, it's about someone asks me a question. If I don't know it, I say, I don't know that answer, but you should go. I think those people know that. But it's a lot of
Exactly,
people, it's a lot
exactly.
of people who speak about us and don't know us. They
Yeah,
know, and
yeah,
they
yeah,
coming
yeah.
off off a different. And another thing I just want to say, I mean, this is kind of part of everything. Even if I have a beef with you or disagreement, but your dance is dope, I'm gonna give you props on your
Yeah,
dance. I don't care
it makes
if me
sense.
and you got into a fight. If someone said, "Hey man, you think so and so is good?" If that person is dope, I'm gonna say, "Yeah, that person is dope." Do you like that
Yeah,
person? Nah, we don't get along. But I'm not gonna take away his or her skills. I
of
cannot take away
course,
people's
of
skill
course,
sets.
of
But
course.
some people don't understand that because they get caught in the personal. It becomes
Yeah, it becomes
personal.
personal, and I think, and then it's also a second or a third person who changed the whole story,
Yeah,
because this
yeah,
is human nature. It's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Human nature is crazy. So
Yeah, that's
that's
why.
why
That's why I
I
don't.
actually I don't. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I said. That's why I don't advocate. You know, things where
yeah,
I tell a student to dislike someone because they dislike me, or
yeah.
because
It's not about
I'm
this.
going like this. I tell people learn from anybody. Learn. It's not about someone telling you this is the only. Meaning if it's the truth. If there's disrespect behind someone trying to teach you something, and I tell students this all the time. Look, if people can't stand on their own feet and their own accord, they have to put down other people's to build them up, then they never was nothing anyway. My whole thing is I don't
Yeah,
need to put you down to bring me up. I just
yeah,
need to do what I do. And
exactly.
if you gravitate towards it, you do. Because it's like I laugh, not laugh, but kind of funny to me when people say who's your favorite dance teacher, and sometimes I'm not mentioning a lot what a lot of people, new people out here. It doesn't matter to me. I don't go, oh my God, I feel hurt. I'm not hurt. I'm not. It doesn't.
I don't
My whole
believe.
thing is
Yes, I don't believe this.
learn. If your teacher is whomever and they teach you well, just teach you without the negativity. That's all
Yes,
I'm saying.
yes,
You don't have
yes.
to teach people with negativity, negative thoughts, and yeah, our style is the best. No one can tell if anybody out there can find a recording, a writing, or anything where I said the Electric Boogaloo style is the best style. I will give you $1,000 if you can find it
Yeah.
and where I said it, like I'm talking about in a braggadocious way. Yeah, ED style is better than all these nigga style.
No,
I
never.
cannot
I never
formulate
see
that.
this. No, no,
I
me
cannot
never. And
formulate that.
I'm digging a lot, so I
Oh
never
man,
see.
that is something you don't see me. Even if if I'm in the midst of a heated debate with someone, I will never come with my style is better or this and that. All I say is your skills against my skills.
Yeah,
Who
it's
come
all
out the
about
best
this.
is what it is. Other
It's
than
all
that,
about
me
this.
talking about how
Yeah.
y'all styling better,
No, no, no.
but I,
It's not about this.
but but a lot of people do us like that or do me like that. I just sit back and laugh. I'd be like, this is funny. Like, really, this is
Yeah,
how
yeah.
much energy you put into saying that you're better and your style is better. Fine, that's what you
Yeah.
love. Do what
Do
you
you
do.
think sometimes is it survival? It's because of us of a need of survival in this whole. Because I think, man, we are 7 billion humans, right? And the
Hmm.
dance scene is maybe, I don't know, 1 million.
Yeah,
Like it's not even a big country, our dance scene. So
yeah,
it's maybe a
yeah.
survival thing.
Yeah, it is. I mean, for me. again, just I say if you love what you do, love it. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm getting
Yes.
it's interesting because I'm seeing questions. I'm sorry, Bill Robo. This,
Yes.
because
Yes.
one
Yes.
of
You
the things
can. You can.
people say, "What's your opinion about MT Pop and Hoes?" And
Yeah.
man, dope. I mean, you guys, I have nothing. I was this young kid coming up in this thing. You know,
Yeah.
people say the same thing about what you think about Popin Pete back in the day. So my whole thing is whether all I'm saying is just a continuous building
Yeah.
or thing of dance. I don't care. My thing is not like, oh, what I think about these people. I've seen some of these people that people admire right now that couldn't dance at first. That was in my class or that I saw on tape. They practiced and practiced and practiced and practiced, and they became who they are, just like I did. So the same blueprint that I did, and a lot of people are doing the same. I'm not the originator of the way you practice, the way you get better. So the green text, the MT pops, the Robozees,
Yeah.
the
Pete. Pete.
the,
Pete. One
the
question. What are you working on yourself as a dancer? As a dancer, because you're still dancing right now. And what are you still working on yourself? You still, you practice and you have ideas to make new things and stuff. What can you tell me or the next teachers when I become 50? Right?
dude.
Right?
The thing about it is, this is my thing. Look, this is simple for me.
Because I see, like, I talk a lot with Storm, and Storm is
Hmm.
like, he's like changing his food, he's practicing, he's dancing,
Yeah.
he's writing books and so on. What are you doing,
Now, my thing is about, I mean, the book writing thing I'm probably gonna do, but my thing is individually about the reason why that I look at myself and I still try to grow is because I have the same mentality that I did when I was 16. So the thing that when I first saw this dance and I saw Sam move and other people move, I fell in love with the feeling of the movement. I saw this thing from its almost from its conception. So and I started seeing the growth. So what was in my head was why did I gravitate towards this dance? Because I fell in love with the feel and the movement of this dance. Thus, it made me work harder to achieve to try to get to that level of that same feeling that I got when I saw these people doing it. That feeling has to always be. So I always tell people, I'm 58 now, but there is still a 16-year-old Poppin Pete inside of me or Timothy. I wasn't even Poppin Pete then. I was
Yeah,
Timothy Earl Solomon. There's that little Tim who was inside, who wanted to respect that dance and learn that dance. So I take that little Tim and I carry him every time I dance. It is because that Tim is the person who wanted to practice and be better and grow and grow.
perfect.
Once
It's
so
perfect.
the
Yeah,
thing is a lot of people get to a point where they got a name. I see and again, not everyone. I see people
yeah,
practice hard, but I'm giving people this mentality that I have. This is why I read books on Kobe. This is why I read books on many different people, Jordan, and scan through stuff with these people,
yeah,
how they work ethics. And the other thing that reason why I do what I do is when I say this so many times when Michael Jackson told me in 1985, I start at 100% and I give my all.
yeah.
So my whole thing is that only that only added to what I had already been thinking about myself. So
Wow.
to this day, there's a little Tim who was hungry to be the best he can be in the dance, not the best dancer in the world, the
Yes,
best he can be in the dance
yes.
that he wanted to respect. And I never forgot him. I take
This is
that
crazy.
hunger
This is
everywhere I go.
crazy. So dope. I think yes, and this is how you achieve. Also, I think
Yes.
this
Oh
is
yeah.
this is how you achieve. Is the
Because your
moment
mind.
when you get with the contact. For me, the same. It's the same. And people don't understand. I see some in my age, old friends, they get a belly, they have family, they lost themselves. They're not the
mm,
same persons like before. And sometimes they say, hey, Robo, you're like when we were young. And I'm like, I'm
mm,
still the same. Yeah.
mm,
And it's
mm,
this, I think this is what makes us push and go
mm.
forward. Yeah.
And you're right. And the thing about it also, because I have friends like that too. But one thing I
Yeah.
don't do, because everybody path is, people who started with me, started after me, started before me. Some people stop. Some people stop
Yeah.
doing, 40 years ago. They did it for a year, and they went off because we were young. They went to the military. They got jobs. They got married. What I do, there is a passion for everyone. There is a stoppage. There is this. So when I look at people who stop doing it, my whole thing is, oh man, thank you for even doing it back as long as you did it. And they may not still continue to do it, but my whole thing is because I'm gonna stop at one time, and my whole thing is to to respect those who come in up behind me, those who learning, those who still carrying the torch,
Yeah.
and those who are sitting on the side with the, whether they have a big belly or whatever it is. My
Yeah.
respect is still
Yeah. It's
my
not about
respect is
disrespect. I
yeah, yeah, yeah.
mean,
That's what I'm
just
saying. Yeah, and I know that's
they
what you're
lost
saying.
themselves in a way,
Yeah, but
right?
but 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 even if they didn't lose themselves, my thing is this:
Yeah.
some people are just not gonna. It's not about for me if they lost themselves or this and that. My thing
Yeah.
is they found another path of
Yeah.
life that they went to, and there's nothing wrong with that because
True.
dance is
True.
not for everyone, and dance is
Yes.
not
True.
going to last for everyone. Again, I've turned this into a career. Some people did it as a trend. Some people did it as a hobby. I did
Yeah.
it as a career that I lived, not I did it because of the money, because it
Yeah.
wasn't really a lot of money I was making in the beginning, the first 10 years. I do it because I love the feel of it. So
Yeah.
have I had regular jobs?
Yeah.
Yes. Have I stopped dancing? Yes. Have I went back to dancing? Yes. My thing is
Wow.
just anybody's out there, if you used to do the dance, man, respect. If you still do the dance, respect. Do what you do.
Yes. Yes. That's for sure. Yeah.
The greatest thing about this dance is it has lifelong memories that can never be taken away. I
Yes.
don't care if
This
you're
is so
100
true.
years old, you lived 100, and you gonna still think about the first time you danced or first time you learned this dance. That's the thing that's important.
I think. Wow. Thank you, Pete.
Oh, my pleasure.
I think this was a good end word that you phrased. Yes, that you said.
Thank you. Thank
Hey,
you,
thank you
Robo.
so much, man.
It's my pleasure, dude. It's
It
my
was a very,
freaking
very
pleasure.
big pleasure, and it was. I think I have when we are done with this Corona thing, we have to connect more, and I think
Yes.
if yes, yes,
Yes, I
yes,
think
it's
I
very
think
important.
what's going on. I mean, unfortunately, this thing is upset the world. I know,
Yeah,
but the silver lining of this, and if we can find one, and this is my thinking.
yeah,
I've seen more people online, celebrities, non-celebrities, dancers freaking
yes,
sharing. I've seen more people now when when it was corona free around here. Then people did, I've seen people doing interviews, but I've seen more interviews, and not, and what I'm saying, and I'm not looking at that like, well, why y'all doing it now? No, I'm looking at it's like, for some reason, it's people have a different fellowship
totally.
for
I feel
it's
the
a,
same. I
it's
feel the
a,
same.
it's
We
yeah,
need
it's like
this. Suddenly,
now.
we need this.
Yes, because now
Yeah,
we're tuning into people, artists singing live for free, DJs partnering, making people feel good under these situations, as
yeah,
and I think it's going to continue even after we come out of it, even if it slows down, but the fellowship and the respect is becoming something more bigger,
it's
man.
stronger. It's becoming
It's a
stronger.
stronger. Exactly, because you're not like, no one is online. Like, I don't see no so and so this stuff. I don't like, it's not as like it was before. It's like
Yes,
people. Let's do online. People are doing free online workshops, which is
Yeah.
so freaking dope. And those who are getting money is so freaking dope. I
Yes,
don't
yes,
care.
yes.
It's just
Yeah, yeah.
it is just the soul of, and people even caring about the health of everyone. People are now, because first it was just like, I know I'm not trying to get on a tangent, but
Yeah, yeah,
first
yeah.
everybody looked at China as, oh, it's only China. Now it's a world thing. But now we all had to come together, even though we all felt bad for China, regardless.
Yeah.
It's still this whole thing now that's like we all in this thing together. We all wearing the same fucking thing right now.
Exactly.
This
We are
is
on
this
this
is
small planet, Pete.
yes,
We are just on this small planet.
and this
And
planet is small. Okay, but this planet became so small. It's like
yeah,
whoa. So this is why I love the social media thing. This is why social
yes,
media
me
is
too.
important.
Me
This
too.
is why we need this. And I thank you, Robozee, for this.
Hey, thank you so much. Thank you
Oh, my
also.
pleasure, my brother. You
Thank you
know how we
so
do.
much.
Man, it's good to talk
Okay,
to you. Yes,
cool.
keep
It was
doing what
really
you're
nice.
doing. I'm
Hey,
proud.
keep pushing.
Hey, yeah, I was gonna say same thing. Keep doing. I'm
Yeah,
proud of you. Keep, man. You're a soldier up in this, man. Let's go.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you so
All right.
much. Okay, take care. Bye
Peace
bye.
out.
And
Okay.
keep producing your beats.
I am. Yeah. I'm the one and only. Yeah. We go. I'm out. Peace out.
Peace out.
Yeah.
Mama.